Discipline is the weapon that cuts through every excuse, every delay, every soft thought that tries to creep into your mind. People love to talk about motivation like it's some magical fuel that will carry them through life. But motivation is a liar. It shows up when things are easy, when you're hyped, when the sun's out and everything feels good. It disappears the second the weather turns, the moment your muscles ache, the moment you feel fear. That's when it's gone, and if you've built your life around waiting for it, you'll fall apart every time the storm hits. The truth is, motivation might start the engine, but it won't keep you on the road. Discipline is the only thing that will. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't need you to be in the mood. Discipline is about doing the hard thing every single day, especially when you don't want to. It's about getting up at 4 a.m. when the rest of the world is sleeping and hitting your workout. It's about grinding through the reps when your body is screaming to quit. It's about sitting with your craft, your business, your goal for hours, even when it's boring, even when it's painful, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Discipline doesn't need results today, it's committed for the long haul. It's married to the process, not the outcome. You think the top performers in the world wake up every day excited to work? They don't. They've just trained themselves to show up regardless. That's the standard. When you rely on motivation, your performance is inconsistent. Some days you're on fire, other days you're a ghost. But when you build discipline, you become dependable, reliable, dangerous, because now you're not moved by your feelings, you're moved by your mission. You don't need perfect conditions. You create momentum in the darkest hours. Discipline is what separates the talkers from the doers. It's easy to post about grinding, easy to say you're locked in, but are you really doing the work? Are you really suffering in silence while everyone else is distracted? Or are you just chasing the high of starting something new and quitting when it gets real? The world is filled with people who get excited for a week and fall off in a month. They build castles of goals with no foundation, but the disciplined ones, they stack bricks every single day. They don't care how long it takes. They don't care how hard it gets. They just keep swinging the hammer. There's a power that comes when you stop negotiating with yourself, when you stop having conversations like, should I go to the gym today? Or maybe I'll start tomorrow. You kill that voice. You don't ask if. You just do. You move on command. You stop being a slave to your emotions and start being the general of your actions. That's what discipline looks like. It's not fancy. It's not loud. It's brutal. It's quiet. It's repetitive, but it's what builds killers. It's what sharpens weapons. It's what transforms nobodies into legends. Discipline is what gets you up when your body says no. It's what keeps you learning when your brain says stop. It's what pulls you forward when fear tries to hold you back. You want to be respected. You want to lead. You want to conquer. Earn it through discipline. Earn it by putting yourself through daily battles. Earn it by doing the work no one sees, in the hours no one wants, under conditions no one talks about. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards execution. There are days you're going to hate it. Days you'll want to quit. That's part of it. That's the point. Because the moment you keep going anyway, the moment you show up when everything inside of you says stay down, that's when you level up. That's when you build mental calluses. That's when you become untouchable. You stop being someone who reacts to the world and become someone who dictates your path. All of that is built through discipline. You don't get strong by accident. You don't get skilled by chance. You don't become elite by luck. It's all discipline. The world will try to sell you shortcuts, easy wins, quick fixes, but there's no elevator to greatness. You take the stairs, one hard, painful step at a time, and while others look for hacks, you hammer away, brick by brick, hour by hour, with your hands bleeding and your spirit tested. That's how it's done. That's how you rise. You want freedom. Discipline is the price. Because when you master discipline, you no longer need anyone to push you. You don't need outside pressure. You are the pressure. You don't need motivation. You become your own fire. You stop living in cycles of start and stop, and you enter a zone of relentless consistency. That's the space where champions are made, where warriors are carved out of stone, where every excuse dies and every ounce of potential is tapped. It doesn't matter where you started, doesn't matter what odds are stacked against you, doesn't matter what resources you have or don't have. If you've got discipline, you've got the most dangerous weapon there is, because someone with discipline will outlast someone with talent every time. Someone with discipline will keep showing up, keep swinging, keep climbing long after everyone else gives up. That's how you break through. That's how you dominate. So when you feel that pull to skip the work, when your mind says it's okay to take a break, that you deserve to rest, that's the moment you go harder. That's the moment you remind yourself who you are. You're not here to coast. You're here to conquer. You're not here to fit in. You're here to separate yourself. Discipline is the edge. It's the hammer that shapes you, the fire that purifies you, the sword that cuts through every lie, every weakness, every excuse that stands between you and your purpose. You don't wait for motivation. You don't beg for inspiration. You get some every damn day. With discipline, most people spend their whole lives running from discomfort. They avoid it like a disease. They build routines around comfort, chase comfort in their decisions, and lie to themselves by calling it balance. But the truth is, comfort is the enemy. Discomfort is the path. If you want to grow, if you want to evolve, if you want to become the version of yourself that you know you're capable of being, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to dive straight into the pain. You have to chase the struggle, not avoid it. That's where the edge is. That's where the separation begins. The reason most people never change is because the moment it hurts, they stop. The moment they get tired, they pause. The moment it gets hard, they look for another way. But that's not how greatness is built. You build it by suffering. You build it by leaning into the fire and letting it burn away the weakness. Every time you feel that tension, that internal resistance, you're being given an opportunity. That's a sign. That's a signal. That's the place where you go to work. There's a version of you that exists on the other side of pain. A stronger you, a sharper you, a more focused and relentless you. But you'll never meet that person if you keep backing off when it hurts. You'll never meet that version of yourself if you keep chasing comfort like it's a reward. Comfort isn't a reward, it's a trap. It lulls you into a false sense of safety. It softens you. It tells you lies. It makes you believe that you're okay when you're really just stuck. Every break through you've ever had came through pain. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, that's the process, that's the forge. Pain is not the enemy, it's the catalyst, it's the teacher, it's the filter that separates the real from the fake, the committed from the casual. You think it's hard now? Good, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. You're in the right place. If you're comfortable, you're in the wrong place. You're not growing, you're not learning, you're not evolving. You've got to seek it out. You've got to build your day around it, not just tolerate discomfort. Hunt it, wake up looking for it. Put yourself in situations that stretch you, challenge you, break you down. Because that's where you build strength. Real strength isn't built in moments of ease. It's built in the trenches. It's built when your body is shot and your mind is screaming to quit, and you go one more round anyway. It's built when you take the hits, when you feel broken, when you feel like you've got nothing left, and you keep going. You want to be mentally tough. You want to be the one who never folds. Then you need to be willing to bleed. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. You have to go to war with your own comfort zone. You have to call it out, expose it, destroy it. Comfort will lie to you. It will keep you from action. It will convince you to settle. Discomfort will show you who you are. It will tear down the illusions. It will make you face your weakness, your laziness, your fear. That's a gift. That's how you build the mindset of a killer. You've been told that struggle is bad, that pain is a sign to stop, that stress is unhealthy, that's soft talk. That's not how warriors are made. You need stress, you need tension, you need adversity. That's how you sharpen the blade, that's how you build grit. The more pain you can take, the more pressure you can handle, the more chaos you can thrive in, the more unstoppable you become. You don't get tougher by avoiding the fire. You get tougher by walking through it. There's something primal inside of you that wakes up when you're in pain, something real, something raw. That's the savage inside, the one that doesn't quit, the one that doesn't negotiate, the one that gets up even after being knocked down 10 times. But that part of you will never come to the surface if you keep choosing the easy way out. If you want to find that version of yourself, you've got to suffer. You've got to strip everything away, all the comfort, all the luxury, all the excuses, burn it down, get to the core. That's where the beast lives. Every time